And we are live in the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Effortless Sport Network. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, like, and we're about to get this show started. In case you have been missing all our last streams, I would like to bring in our co-host. Is no other person than Sly Moore.
Yeah. It's good to be back. I missed out on Thursday's action last week, but it is really good to be back. And I hope we have a wonderful time today. I've been following a couple of the results, and it looks very, very heated already. And today's games look fire. I think they're possibly like the best round of games that we've got so far after the first three games.
One second, I'm struggling to hear you a bit. Can you hear me, Sly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
I'm struggling to. I think I'm having a little interruption. Give me a second while I figure that out.
But can you hear me?
Hello. Okay. While we wait till we can get Slimo back, we are having a little break in communication, and while we're trying to figure out his life on the Nigerian Pro Clubs League again, and we're about to bring you all the action from Matchday 4. We got some interesting matchup coming up for you. I would like to intrigue you on it a bit, but while we're working on our internet disruption and I'm trying to communicate with our co-host, I'll be taking you on what we are doing here. So this is the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. It's a pro clubs competition where a league has been decided, and all the top players from all the country are bonding into teams, and they'll be out there going against each other in a 3-month challenge, and the winners will be crowned champions and get a big stake, a big part of the 5 million prize pool at the end of this 3 months. So all the teams are competing. There is no ends of thrill over here, because they'll be fighting for this prize pool, and we know how competitive Nigerians are. We have all the best players in the country, and they are all gunning for this part of the prize pool. So while we try to figure out this interruption, let's take a little break, and then we'll sort it out. So I'll be right here with you. Don't go anywhere, keep watching, and we'll be back shortly after this break. Okay, and we are back. Let me see if I can get Slimo back on the call again. Slimo, are you here? Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. That's beautiful. Okay, we missed you on the double feature Thursday, and you owe our viewers some kind of apology before we get on live again.
Every single game that comes, because I feel like today we might be in for a serious banger.
Oh yeah. Because one of the major features is two of the unbeaten teams are going head to head, and that is our second match of the day. But before we go on with the ETBT of what we have in store today, let's take a look at the result last week and how it got to shaping up the table.
And big results, nice results actually, because for some teams you were expecting them to go on and win, and the manner in which they went to win tells you they're here for serious business. Like Ecsn, that first game meeting, AS Tornado 4-0. We saw Adventure Time also look like a team that wants to get back on track, winning by 5-1. Toka FC with the full change of roster, seems like the players not changing at all. They are still positive with their results, winning 4-0. HITMISS Orado, not the best of starts. United Foot getting a 5-1 victory, but the Nameless Scales barely scraping a win against FACELESSMEN, and then gets clapped. These guys they've been clapping ever since the start of Nigerian Pro Clubs, and they won by 5-0 after that FA Cup win last season, carrying on with the same energy. And then Phoenix FC getting a 1-0 win over DIEHARD. Get clapped. Wow. So they scored 12 goals in
That's just something.
This team. Are they the one leading goals right now?
Yeah. They went top of the table, which will have a view out after we look through these results.
Like, they are leading the goal difference with a huge gap right now. FACELESSMEN, they made it, at least they got a bounce back win, because they had lost to Nameless Scales 1-0. So getting a win against DIEHARD FC was very important. Phoenix, also huge win as well. I didn't know Phoenix FC had goals in them like this, but when they got the chance against a United Foot team that actually beat HITMISS Orado, won by 7-0. Wow. Now these are shocking results, because it's very, very contrasting, and that's what we love about the NPCL. Sometimes these things can happen, and Adventure Time actually won their first game. They came up against Nameless Chaos, who look like a team that could turn things around this season, winning by 3-0, and effortless. Sheesh. We didn't get their first game against Galaxy 11, but they reminded us that they are still good enough to compete. 8-2. Ecsn making it 2 wins out of 2 with 8-0. The second round was crazy. I've seen big score lines only. And finally, Galaxy 3-0.
Yeah. Looking at these results, going about it, you see get clap calls. Like, these guys have been relentless in goal scoring. 5-0 and 7-1. I know they are your favorite team, but are they beating what you would say was what your expectation of them, or are they doing what you feel like they should be doing right now?
For us who've been following the pro club scene, the Nigerian pro club scene from inception, this is not news to us. Like, Get Club, they've been doing this every single time. It is when they fall into their slump, and how long they fall into that slump is when it becomes shocking. Because if they start losing like 3 games in a row, then you start to question yourself, is this really Get Club we are seeing? But if they start like this, everybody's in trouble, and they put the whole league on notice. And today, I'm sure they've got a big game coming up, but excellent start from them. Toka FC also saw they go another win on Matchday 2-1, but then being able to scrape through results, because sometimes you won't get it as smooth as you want. But even the tough games, if you're able to at least be able to scrape through some of those results, like difficult results that will need like just one goal to get you a win, and you're still able to get those wins, then it could carry you to possibly a title challenge.
Okay, that's about one part, and now you see CURRYZ losing back-to-back and not scoring a single goal. I think they are in need of a miracle at this point.
Conceding 12 goals in one day, I'm telling you, it's not a place that you want to be, and I'm sure in the group, they had a lot of things to say about them, CURRYZ FC. Hopefully, they turn their fortunes around because, like we said earlier, with the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, it takes up speed so quickly. If you go through those first 5 games and you find yourself at the bottom of the table, I'm telling you, nobody will give you the chance to come and go above them. So CURRYZ FC, they need to step up, and they need to step up quick. 12 goals in one day. Yeah, nah. This is not the way to go about it at all.
And one more people that was interesting after Matchday 1 was MENACE FC. And now we see after their first match day, they have gone to lose back-to-back. But can you really blame them getting to face Get Clap and Talker FC one day?
But it might be a blessing in disguise for them because now they've played like difficult games, and now they know for the first round of the season they'll have at least teams that they feel like they can beat. But losing to 5-0 to Get Clap, I just hope it doesn't kill off their momentum and the motivation, because 5-0 to Get Clap, that's a lot. At least they made it competitive against Talker FC, but it could be a blessing in disguise. They've played their tough games now, and with possibly easier games coming up, they could grab some points from there.
Yeah, obviously. And which other team are we looking at? Adventure Time 5-1 and going on to lose their next game to Nameless. But before we consider all these results one more, maybe look at the table on how things are shaping off after the Matchday 1, and we'll see who is in contention for the league and who are bottom feeders. What do we have here?
Yeah, for the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, every single time I look at the table, I love to break it into 3 divisions. The top 4 who are gunning for the title currently, the bottom 4 who look like the teams that might be struggling just after 3 match days, and then of course the middle pack who are trying to not fall into that bottom side, but try to also push for a top 4 finish. So we'll start off with Get Clap, because we've been raving about them. They have scored 12 goals in a single day on Thursday with our double header fixture, and they're now on plus 18 goal difference. That's crazy. Nameless Kills, I'm really surprised by Nameless Kills, the amount of goals they were scoring, because the last time we had them on the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, they were scoring goals, but not at this rate. I don't know what has changed, but hopefully we're able to get a couple of games to see possibly they've got new changes in the Marshall XI. We did speak about their new additions and everything that they've got on their team, getting the big names on their team, and it's paying off with 13 goals at the start, not dropping any points. That looks really impressive. And then finally, Effortless FC. Effortless FC will be the last team on the league log who haven't dropped a single game. Right now, Talker, Marshall, XI, and then Nameless Kills and Get Clap, they are the perfect teams. 3 wins out of 3. Effortless coming with just a draw. I think they've got 2 draws actually. They've got 2 draws in there, but those 4 teams that are untouched, do you feel like we'll see a change in their results? Like, we'll possibly have the teams that are perfect go down to maybe 2 with how the fixtures are coming today?
Yeah, we'll have a look at the fixture, but a little bit notice here. Effortless have 2 wins, and their pending fixture against Galaxy 11 will be played today after the scheduled match day for today.
Oh, okay. So meaning that Effortless will have a chance to possibly also be at the top of the table if they can get goals, because they're also on 11 goal difference, and they've got 2 games today. Wow, this could really take them to the top of the table. So we'll see how that one pans out. Adventure Time with their mixed bag of a season, not a bad start from them on 6 points. So for Phoenix, Galaxy, FACELESSMEN as well. And for the top scorers, I feel like that competition is even sometimes tougher than the league standings, because of how many good players we've got in the league. Khalid at the top, not surprising. Noni is been someone that I feel like has made a staple in the league, but the likes of Chime, who I haven't heard about too much, maybe you know a little bit about him, Eni, and then Sabi Boy, all on 6 goals and then 5 goals respectively, is also very, very impressive. But the charts just tells you how impressive some of these players have been from the start of the season. I've followed a couple of pro clubs games this year. Scoring goals, it might look easy on the eye, but if the defense is sitting back against you, it can sometimes be tough. So kudos to these guys after 3 match days, and Khalid has already got 10 goals. That's extremely impressive. Assisters, well, sometimes they can go under the radar. Let me ask Nengi before we continue, what do you prefer, to be a goal scorer or to be someone who sets up your teammates?
Well, I must tell you, for my playing career, I was the record assist leader in Effortless VFC before I retired. So I will always say, the team knows me. They'll be like, for Eddie to score a goal, man, it has to be. I don't score a lot of goals, but when it comes to
It has to
giving
possibly be
assists,
like a tap-in.
yeah, exactly. So when I score a goal, it's really special, and I will be honest with you, yeah, nothing beats scoring a goal. I'm an assist giver, but the feeling of getting that ball in the back of the net, nothing can take it away. So while the assists, they are underplayed a bit because it's not easy giving those final passes, but I think the pressure is on those guys to get the goals, and it's not easy. Your 11 teammates screaming in your ears. You have to be composed. You have to be able to handle this pressure. So I think getting those goals at the end of the day is the most difficult part. But kudos to all these guys. I'm seeing one name you need to look out for is Frank, because right now Frank is on the 5th number. But I'll tell you, he has been the record assist leader in the league. Last season, nobody even came close to him, and now we are seeing him on 3 assists currently. But I promise you, before we go into match week 5, you will be definitely seeing him at the top. Definitely.
Watch out for Frank. As Eddie says, interesting names in there as well. Rhymes, Chime, Killer Freak, and Amafi all making the spots for the top 5 and our assist leaders. But what to look up to for this match day has got everybody talking, because we've got some really, really big games in there. And I said earlier that I feel like that perfect record we've seen for all of the 5 teams at the top of the table, yeah, I think one of those teams will lose today. I don't want to mention that name, but you can leave your thoughts in the comment section after seeing the fixture list. Who do you think actually dropped some points? We'll see what happens. But let's go through those match day 4 fixtures. Toka FC, 4th place Toka FC will take on AS Tornado. A big game coming up for both sides. Actually, Toka FC, can they keep the momentum? Can they make it 4 wins in a row? AS Tornado, they've currently played 3 games. They've just won 1 and then lost 2. Can they get a bounce back from this game against a tough Toka FC side? We find out pretty soon. United Foot versus Adventure Time. Now this is another game that kind of feels like a balanced one. I don't know who has the advantage here. It feels like Adventure Time, but they also had a mixed bag on Thursday where they won 1 and then lost 1. So it's interesting to see what goes on there as well. FACELESSMEN, EFFORTLESS also do battle. Mind you, as Eddie said, EFFORTLESS will be in a double fixture today with them not getting all of their full fixtures on Thursday. Get Club the Marshall side. Now this is where you need to stop and then take a critical look at both sides. So Get Club are currently top of the table with plus 18 goal difference. Marshall XI currently 3rd with plus 13 goal difference. And I think, Eddie, this might be the most star-studded game in possibly the whole of the Pro Clubs teams, because the names on the team sheet for both sides is just massive.
Like if you notice the caption, there's a bit of disparity between Marshall Exile and Toka, and that's one game I'm looking for. So there's this is the team that won the league, and this is the players that won the league. Yeah. So we have been able to divide it a bit. So Marshall XI is the players that won the league, then Toka FC is the team that won the league. And now we are seeing them go against Get Club Cause. I'm telling you, this is the likely El Clasico of the league. So when we see these 2 goal lockdowns, it's quality. It's quality.
It is the creme de la creme. Just like Eddie said, big game coming up is one that we are all looking forward to. And then we'll see DIEHARD FC and Galaxy 11 also in action. Or Phoenix FC, men in PLUTO. MENACE FC, who were impressive in game week 1. And then now we also get to see them in action against CURRYZ FC. CURRYZ FC, who currently have no points to their name. They need to start picking some up. Could this be the game for them? And then HITMISS Aura will take on Nameless Chaos in that game. HITMISS Aura also have no points to their name so far with 3 games gone. But I really love the fixtures that we've got on our hands. But of course, the highlighted fixture, Get Club Cause Marshall X, and there's a lot of backstory to both of the teams, because a lot of the players know each other. A lot of the players are really good individual players. They face each other in tournaments, but you cannot bank on the fact that because I know maybe a Killer Free, because I know maybe a Farouk, because I know an Adefola, I'll be able to think for their whole team, because it's not just one person's idea that the team plays with. They are playing with multiple ideas, so it's going to be tough to see how they actually match up against each other. But last year, when we had the league, when Get Club actually faced Talker, I think Talker got the better of Get Club, and I'm sure Get Club, they know that Marshall Ecsn have a lot of ex-players from Talker, and there's possibly revenge on their minds. That game could be a very, very huge one, and I can't wait for it to begin.
We'll be seeing a lot of interesting matchup, and one of the early match of the day is also FACELESSMEN versus EFFORTLESS. You know, the manager of FACELESSMEN was the previous manager of EFFORTLESS. You know, at the end of the season, after breaking all the records for EFFORTLESS, going to finals in the FA Cup, and also guiding them to their highest league table finish third, he was given a letter of no continuation, and I think he's looking up for a revenge match, because having breaking all those records, to now see you are expecting an extension of contract, and what did he get? He was sacked from a job as a manager and as a player. So he has gone on to raise his own leaders of elite players, and now they are back into the league. They have had a rough start, but they don't look to be relenting. You know, they're up against EFFORTLESS, and he knows a lot of these players in EFFORTLESS, having signed them himself as the manager. So there'll be a lot of tactical game as well, and that's what we are looking towards as our early kickoff, while we'll have the Get Club Calls versus Marshall Exile as our late kickoff for today.
I like the build-up. I like the pre-match info that we've got from Eddie. I like it when we've got like little subtle jabs here and there from both teams with what's happening with EFFORTLESS and then FACELESS. So it's going to be fun watching them in action. So yeah, welcome to the NPCL, Nigerian Pro Clubs League, a league which has been running for some time now. Every single time it brings us entertainment to enjoy when we always watch. I missed out on Thursday, but we are back for this one on Monday, and I can't wait for the games to begin. I know all of the guys are getting ready, the players are getting ready, the managers are getting ready to get into action. So everybody that's currently watching, we salute you for joining the stream. We hope we have a blast like we always do. We've got a big one coming today. The Nigerian Pro Clubs League, this time brought to you by NPC, Ecsn, FACELESS Sports Network, and VPG. So big ones coming for this season, and hopefully we get to enjoy that Get Club, the Marshall game. Definitely one for the ages. FACELESSMEN and then EFFORTLESS. We'll kick off with them shortly, guys. So stay tuned for this one. I think we've got a serious one in store.
Okay, and don't forget, you viewers are not left behind. If you get a correct prediction of our match day, you have a 10K gift prize. So don't forget, our match of the day is Get Club Calls versus Marshall XI. So just drop your prediction in the comment section. We'll look at this timestamp to know that you predicted on time before the match started. So drop in those comments. Get Club versus Marshall XI. Drop the score line, and at the end of the stream, we'll look through the comment section, and then we'll pay the cash prize to you.
There's money to be won as well, guys. The stream is about to get crazy. Start dropping your predictions now, people. If you want a little help with the predictions, in my opinion, I'd go Get Club. I can't give you the true score prediction. I'm leaning towards Get Club because I feel like they've got revenge on their minds.
It's important to know, like, you're not excluded from the cash prize as well. So you could also go in with your prediction, and me, I'm also going in for it. So what do you have to say is our scoreline for the Get Club versus
First of all, I want to know your scoreline. Who do you think wins?
Well, I'm not friends to either of this team, but you know, on the stream we can't monopolize any team as well as being biased to any team. But I will have to say this year, I believe Get Club is the stronger side between them. But much respect, because those are the players that won the league. So yeah, I can't take anything away from them. So I'm looking at a 2-1 scoreline for Get Club. I just feel they will edge it a bit because they have more experience team up front in terms of chemistry. You know, the Marshall players have the individual brilliance, but I say it is a team game, yeah. So I believe the chemistry always overtake them. So over to you. What's your prediction for the match of the day?
This game, I'm expecting a really, really tough one. I'm actually checking the statistics for both teams after the first 3 games. And mind you, Marshall Lexa have conceded just 1 goal, people. 1 goal after 3 games. Their defense is seriously on lock. They've already faced Galaxy, AS Tornado, and CURRYZ FC. I know maybe some people are saying those are easy teams to play, like compared to, with all respect, of course, compared to the likes of Get Club. But like conceding 1 goal after 3 games is madness. I think Get Club, they've conceded 4 or 5 goals after the first 3, but they're also scoring goals. And you see on the leaderboard, their goal difference is through the roof, Get Club. But like with how Marshall's defense is playing, I think Get Club, if they're going to win, they're possibly going to scrape through by just 1 goal. I see like a 1-0 goal coming, a 1-0 game coming.
I'll have to cut you in here a bit. They are your favorite team, but it seems you're missing one of the crucial parts of Get Club. Get Club never keeps clean sheet. Like they struggle, even when they play against the bottom feeders. You see, they're not afraid to let in a few goals come in because they're always looking to outscore their opponent. So I don't think they mind not getting clean sheet. Like you could observe the team of the season last year, they will hardly get a defender in there because they are not after those clean sheet. They are all about outscoring their opponents, getting those goals in, getting those match results in. But you can't take credits away from Marshall XI. So we are still looking at a tied game. But did I get your prediction before I cut you off? I'm still wondering.
Yeah, I'm actually going for a Get Club 1-0 win. The reason why I was actually speaking about the clean sheets is you can go back and forth with teams who you feel like, okay, I can outscore them. But the reason why they actually lost the league last season, in my opinion, is that big game against Toka FC. Because it was you score, I score. And at the time, I felt like Toka had more attacking firepower. They were able to overcome them. This time, they need to prioritize clean sheets at a point. If they're able to stop this Marshall XI team from scoring, then I believe they win the game. But if it's you score, I score situation, yeah, it can go anywhere. And to be honest with you, Marshall, the caliber of players that they've got up front, it's just going to be difficult to outscore them if it's a you score, I score situation. So Get Club, they have to seriously focus on clean sheets. I think this season they've kept 1 clean sheet against MENACE FC where they won by 5-0. So maybe the story is changing a little bit, but I'm going for a confident Get Club 1-0 win.
Okay. In response to that as well, Marshall XI and Get Club, they have had a lot of buzz around this match, and some people say this is going to be the game that decides the league. Is it not too early?
This early? No, it's too early. Way too early. Way too early.
Yeah, we saw a very wild comment. They were like, the rest of the teams here, we can easily get the point, but these are the games that and I think it's fair enough for them to say that because last season we see Marshall XI, the only time they dropped a point, they went unbeaten last season. That was like the Arsenal Invincibles 2003. I would say Marshall, I would say Toka. Permit me to make errors because of the chemistry between both teams. So the players of Toka FC last season was Marshall, and they went unbeaten. Now these are the players in Marshall XI with the absence of Comrade Kev. So do you see them doing that unbeaten run, or you feel like Comrade Kev not being part of that team, they have lost the vital piece defensively and they won't be getting those clean sheets anymore?
I don't think it's only solely because Comrade Kev is not there, but I feel like the reason why they might not go unbeaten this year is the level of competition that it is in the Nigerian Pro Clubs League this time around. Reminder, there are more teams. There have been more recruitments from these teams. I'm seeing, in fact, more Ghanaian players being signed onto the teams now. There are more Nigerian players being signed onto the team now. So I think the competition is too tough for a team like Marshall XI to go unbeaten. They will drop some points at a point. Even for Get Club, I don't feel like they're about to go unbeaten, but you almost feel like the way the league is competitive at this point, I don't think Marshall XI are going to beat Nameless. Like they are easily going to smash Nameless Chaos or Toka FC. They will drop some points at a point, but it's about how they always bounce back and the caliber of players that they've gotten, what they can do on their day. I think you always give the nod to Marshall XI. But it's a big game against Get Club. Then anybody who wins that game will seriously have momentum. I'm not saying it's going to be the decider for the league title, but like if you get a win over a big club like that, it surely gives you a lot of momentum.
I think you can also write some teams off because let's say a team like FACELESSMEN, they have had a hard start to the league, but we are talking about a team that the entry level to join this team is attaining elite status on FUT. So imagine the experience this team has already. I know it's their first time coming together as a pro club team, but individually, these are all great players. You have the like of Italian Mafia, Roberto, Njoku, and a lot of very good players. So I know that by the time the league goes a bit forward, closer to the half season, they would have figured out their attacking pattern and all of that. And then you see this team when they come against, last week, they had a tough game against Nameless Chaos. You saw it, Nameless Chaos got a 1-0 win. But now you see FACELESSMEN get clap calls. I don't think it's going to be an easy game from get clap calls. FACELESSMEN, Marshall XI, I don't see it as an easy game. They have had a hard start, but you can't take the quality that is present in that team.
Exactly, well said. I think I agree with you on the FACELESSMEN with the names that you've just dropped and how tough that game was against Nameless Chaos. You know it's not going to be easy taking points off of them with how well they've been playing. Even though they've just won one game out of the teams we've had so far this season, you cannot write a team like that off, and that's why I also believe Marshall XI won't go unbeaten this year. The caliber of competition, I think, is different. It has improved massively from last season. I'm not saying last season teams were bad, but like they've just improved, and you almost feel like these teams coming in will surely make a much more fun league. But the likes of Get Club will also come in confident. Effortless FC, I was really impressed with them last year because it felt like they had a slow start at a point, but their finishing was top notch, making sure that they finished right at the top of the league standings, being in that conversation for title contention. I know it was like a two-way title battle with Toka FC at the time and then Get Club, but like Effortless really made it a fun league. So their game against Faceless XI should be one to also really enjoy. I think we've got two amazing games to cover today, and of course when we get the results from other games as well, we'll let you guys know.
All right. While we are waiting for the streams to come online, is there any other game you're looking forward to the result?
Another game is, I like the bottom feeders, like the guys who are scraping for points. I'd want to see what they change this time around. To the likes of CURRYZ FC and Co, we definitely want to see how they begin, as I think we get feed on our first action of the day, as we'll see our first goal of the day. Actually, Eddie, if you can help me here with the team that's currently in action. I'm confused a little bit because I can't see the full names.
Okay, we are having Adventure Time versus United FUT, and you did speak a little bit about Adventure Time when talking about the future, and they look like a team in form. And now you see them taking an early lead against United FUT, who have only one match this season.
Yeah, exactly. So for Adventure Time, they've won 2 games. They've dropped just 1 game this season, and it's an impressive start for them because they come into this one with a lot of confidence, but just after 13 game minutes, being able to get 1 goal, it will do them a whole world of good. And there was a very well-worked goal as well. We were fortunate enough to get him, but they'll come under some pressure as the back post cross, well dealt with by that defense to get our first action here, guys. So if you're kindly watching, enjoying everything that you're seeing, kindly smash that like button. This is the place to be every Monday and Thursday for some NPCL action. You can like the stream as well. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm as we bring you match day 4 of the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. Adventure Time already getting onto the loose balls and looking to put some really meaningful passes together as they get up the pitch a little bit. United Foot in action. United Foot are also another team that I'm not expecting them to do badly this season at all. I think we got a glimpse of them on match day 1. They were really impressive with how they put their things together. Chemistry is definitely the most important thing in pro clubs, and it felt like they had that in that first game that we got to watch them. But the reason why I was saying I liked what the bottom feeders is, do they change their strategy? Maybe in game 1 you were feeling confident, you opened it up a little bit, but maybe you've been hammered, and now in game 2 you go and be like, okay, I have to switch things up, as we'll see a long range
that effort. Was a beautiful finesse track. What do we see them trying to? Oh, he's changing his precision. What do you think about assisted and precision shooting?
Yeah, this year it's interesting because if you're playing competitively this year, you're forced to play precision. And I actually did play a little bit of precision, and I was like, wow, this is tough. This is tough to master. But at a point in the game, you almost feel like if you mastered precision, you're scoring from every single shot that you play because it is so well. It's accurately timed. Like if you add green time finishing to precision, I think your shots will always fly into the back of the net. They've got a higher chance of scoring. That's in my opinion. Eddie, have you tested precision this year? How have you been liking it so far?
Well, when I was starting the game newly, I think we met a lot of times during that early grinding the game. And I must say you're a very fantastic player. A lot of people don't know that. I was like, this is Slimer. Easy victory for me, and then I got into the game and what I was seeing, oh my god, I was like, no. I thought he was just the best commentator in West Africa, and now he's a great FIFA player. What other talents do you have? This is the first half of the game, so tell us a bit more. What do you do apart from being a beast at this game and a beast at commentary?
Oh, for the game, I try to hold my own. At least the reason why I think I am good at a little bit of the commentary is I understand, like, because I'm able to play the game regularly and understand whatever is happening. It gives me so much insight when I come to the commentary booth. So at least I've gotten a lot of knowledge from playing, but at least I try to keep myself competitive a bit. I don't want to meet the likes of Eddie, Killer Free, Farouk, and I'm being hammered 5-0, 3-0. No way. Because I've played a lot of the Nigerian players, and they've all had the same reaction Eddie's having. They come and text me and they say, wow, is this the commentator? I didn't know you were this good. So yeah,
I think it's an honor being listed among those great names. But I'm not that good myself. But I try to manage it every once in a while.
Exactly. How many wins are you making weekendly right now?
Let's not get into that and let's focus on the match. We'll discuss about that. Now we are having a look at, I believe this is HITMISS Aura and Nameless Chaos. I'll look a bit at the features to confirm.
Yeah, for Nameless Chaos as well, they've had a perfect start. One of the few unbeaten teams in the league. They're also a team to watch out for. They're currently in the blue and the white. I think that's Man City colors as they go up in this game. I'm expecting a lot from Nameless Chaos. They're also a very good team last season. If we can build on that, I think they make a strong title challenge. For all those who are saying that the two title contenders will be Marshall Ecsn and Get Club, this is a team to watch out for as they go under pressure a little bit. But the defense deals with
I don't know if you noticed, but I have a huge grin on my face because I saw a very funny name that I have to bring up to the screen. I don't know if you see a name of Free Sancho. He's over there on the right wing. That's one of the best pro in the league, Lancelot. He was being held hostage at Marshall Ecsn after their termination of contract with Tucker. And there was a late bid from Nameless Chaos, and now he's over there at Nameless Chaos. So I believe that's where the name Free Sancho is coming from.
Interesting, Free Sancho. We love these backstories that Eddie keeps on dropping. It really makes the stream fun. I just got onto the stream on YouTube actually. I was watching through the comments and I saw Roberto saying Sly is actually good. I think I've played Roberto a couple of times as well. Very, very good player too. So that scene is really competitive and they bring that competitive edge to pro clubs as well. We enjoy everything that happens with it as we see Nameless. They haven't attacked too much in this game. Their patterns have been pretty methodical so far, as though fly onto that right hand side. Now the movement up top is really key. There you saw a player from the right wing trying to make a run in behind that defense, but that time just not on the same wavelength. They'll go through this attacking phase trying to, of course, put things together. And I think for pro clubs action, movement, chemistry, we'll always say it's at the top of your game. But if you've got players that can beat their man individually, they've got the skill moves on lock, they've got understanding of the game on lock, it always helps to count that time the effort being blocked. I really enjoyed this game so far. Back and forth hasn't been easy for Nameless Chaos so far.
I must say it's very easy to get those wins against those bottom teams, but you see, when the league gets going, a lot of teams pick it up. Like last season, we saw Nova Aura struggle at the beginning of the game, and I believe that's the case with HITMISS Aura. But now you see them 20 minutes in a game with Nameless Chaos, who has been unbeaten. Did I speak to
HITMISS Aura?
Nameless Chaos has gotten a goal, and I think that's no other person than Noni. HITMISS have been trying so far, but the first clean chance Nameless Chaos get, and that was the goal. Noni, right place, right time. last season player of the season. What do you have to say about Noni? Already 8 goals so far in this season, that making it his 9th goal.
He's gunning for that top goal scorer award. I know he's currently second place as the ball just whips past the post. Nameless Chaos are buzzing right now. They could get some open space. This time the ball flies over the top of the post. The team currently in second place, unbeaten. They have everything going their way as they get a corner kick. Noni has been fantastic this season, just getting off that excellent campaign last season and reminding us why he was player of the season. But for HITMISS Aura, I think after this game, if they lose heavily, there has to be a serious self-reality check, and they have to start saying to themselves, against these extremely good teams, we have to sit back and defend and then hit them on the counter. That is the best possible way I feel like they will grab points in this league, or else it might just be a bloodbath every single time they meet these really good teams. Here come Nameless again,
and there's a player really detecting that play. Is that a goal? Oh, that's an offside. I must tell you, you have to keep a lookout for AG. That's Chimere, one of the summer transfer from Nameless Chaos. They got him from Effortless, 130k. And do you know the funny part? He was not featured last season, and all of a sudden, Effortless wrap him up as a free agent. And they were looking towards starting the season with him. And after Nameless Chaos lost Rhymes Bobo, they now went all in for Chimere. And he hasn't officially started the season with Effortless. We only saw a glimpse of him in the club rivals, and all of a sudden they are paying that big money transfer for him. So what do you think about these money moves and how they go to affect the league?
Yeah, I think it affects it hugely. Like, it almost feels like when the Premier League used to be for Manchester United and Liverpool, and now Man City came, all of a sudden splashed the cash, and now they're making a lot of noise. So it's teams that want to be serious, it's teams that are gunning for the title that really do splash the cash, and they're making that huge transfer trying to replace Rhymes Bobo. It's always going to be interesting as we'll see HITMISS Aura, they'll go on the counter. These are the situations that they've got to take advantage of, because if you're not getting too many chances and you're hitting them on the counter, you've got to make good use of them. I think we'll switch on to another game where we are seeing a big scoreline, 4-0. Wow, adventure time. They are definitely having an adventure in this year's Pro Clubs team.
I must say, before the game gets started, we saw the defender of United FUT gaslighting Adventure Time and say, you'll be in for an adventure today. And now it looks like the only person in for an adventure is the United FUT, scoring 0 goals, and Adventure Times are just playing and tossing around with them. I believe this will be a tough result for them to take in.
United foot, I think they did get a really good start, as this time they needed their goalkeeper to bail them out. Mind you, goal difference, it counts a lot. It counts a lot when it comes to Nigerian Pro Clubs, because I've seen situations where two teams are on the same point and it determines who actually gets the nod over another. So get attentions back to our Nameless Chaos game, and wow, just like that, 3-0. Sheesh.
I think that happened in the blink of an eye, because we just say, let's check the result of this other match, and now we are back. And I'm thinking Noni would have ripped up this net a couple of times. I don't see him having only 1 goal when the scoreline is this.
Yeah, exactly. You might have 2 or maybe even all of the 3. What a start for Nameless Chaos. Putting HITMISS Aura to the sword. 3 goals in that first half. That is indeed an impressive start to this one. Mind you, they've got an unbeaten record already, 9 points out of 9. And it's really important that the Nameless Chaos actually start like that, because they could finish this round of fixtures top of the table, because if Get Club and then Marshall actually play out the draw and they drop points, we could see Nameless at the top of the table.
That is an important call out. That is a very important call out. I would like to see which game we have coming up front in the screen. But I think Nameless Chaos have a chance to go, because Effortless, we are looking at a bit of a fatigue, because having a 2-game today instead of a 1-match day, hopefully they get good result. But with the way the table is currently positioned, we might be looking at a Nameless Chaos top of the table after midnight.
Yeah, and for Nameless, it will do them a whole world of good. If you're top of the table with those lions behind you, then they know that they've got to keep the pressure on. So we'll see how they do handle the pressure as we turn our attentions back onto another game. I think this is Phoenix FC in action. They take on Men in PLUTO. Phoenix FC, a little bit on them as well. They've got 2 wins and then 1 loss to their name. And for Men in PLUTO, another team who do not have a single point to their name. And they're coming to this one hoping that they can turn their fortunes around. Men in PLUTO lost against Galaxy 11 in their recent game 3-0. Lost against Adventure Time 5-1. And in their first game of the season, actually lost to EFFORTLESS 5-0. So throughout the whole of the season, Men in PLUTO, they've just scored 1 goal. So you know that in that offensive area, there's seriously more room for improvement. As we'll see, Phoenix FC play a ball in and behind that defense, goalkeeper will come and claim. If you are in a position like Men in PLUTO is in right now, do you employ the tactics that I was speaking of? Try to pack the bus and hope for one chance and try to score?
I think Men in PLUTO has been outdone a bit because last week they didn't lose all game because their game against Galaxy 11, it was actually a 3-3 draw. But this is the unfortunate thing that's another conceding for them. But back to what I was saying, there was a rather unfortunate event whereby they did not follow the rules cleanly. And they used the rated team. You know, one of the ETBT of the Nigerian Pro Clubs League is the rules. You have to like follow them all through the end. And they use a ranked team, 86 rated goalkeeper, and that cost forfeiture of the match, more like a default. That was how Galaxy 11 got that 3-0 lead against them. And now we see them already conceding an early goal against Phoenix.
I think that midfielder had a disconnection and it almost really cost them. Luckily for them, someone was able to recover. Men in PLUTO, they've got to get points on the board as we'll see some more open space for Phoenix to work with. But with that rule situation, I did have a similar situation in the Ghana Pro Clubs League. I think a team also didn't follow the rules. They were also penalized with the 3 points taken away from them. So following the rules is always going to be key in this one, as we'll see a cross coming in and not fruitful for Phoenix. But it's still an impressive start from them. 17 minutes gone, up by a goal to now and putting the pressure on. Actually, look how they are pressing from the front. They haven't allowed Men in PLUTO to play out from the back at all, as they'll still keep the pressure on. Wow, this is serious pressure. Finally, Men in PLUTO are able to break it. Well, there it is, commentators, Jigs, they do give it away. Phoenix, could they make it to that pass? That pass, though, just not the best. And if he had shot it himself, they could have possibly gone 2 goals up. But that's always the story with football, right? If you are in that moment, you feel like that's the best decision to just pass it and get an easy opportunity to score. But through another lens, you almost feel like he should have shot one time. They've got more opportunities coming. Phoenix, back post cross. It could be open space.
And it's so goal. Phoenix are really tearing Men in PLUTO, and I think it's high time Men in PLUTO come back to it, because you can't keep going around the galaxy without fixing your results on it.
They seriously need to come back to earth. I don't think PLUTO is good enough for them, and there could be more trouble. This could be 3. It is 3 goals in a matter of minutes. Phoenix are running away with this one. It almost feels like 3 points secured in the bag. Men in PLUTO struggling currently with just 1 goal in the whole of the season, currently with no points on the board, and I think the misery continues for them. But there's still a lot of FC to be played, guys. I think about 16 game minutes to still be played, and it's going to take a serious miracle to even dream of a comeback against a team like Phoenix.
I don't think they are getting back in, because Phoenix did their homework during the course of the. And is that another goal? Oh, nice work by the keeper. Like I was saying, Phoenix did a lot of work during the off season, and I don't think you can downplay what they have done to actually build this team. Oh, and now we look at the match between HITMISS Aura and Nameless Chaos. It's good to see HITMISS Aura getting a goal. I think that will do a lot for their morale booster. Do you think those goals are important in this match, or it's just about the victories?
For Nameless Chaos, it will be about the victory, but they've also got to be careful with the goals. Because mind you, Get Club, they're currently leading with that plus 18 goal difference. If you have a chance to score goals, then do score goals. If you have a chance of keeping clean sheets, then do try to keep those clean sheets. But for HITMISS Aura, these goals are always going to be important for them. They could possibly get a second on here. It's a 3v2 situation and not executed in the best way at all. I was expecting a more calmer solution, but rushed the pass a little bit, and the chance just gone. As Nameless, we'll just punish them on this one. That last line of defense doing its work. Back and forth we go. Feels like a basketball game at this point. At that time, HITMISS, I think one player disconnected. He could be punished, and they'll get a penalty for all of the pushing up top. Nameless Chaos have a chance to seal it off with a 5-star performance from 12 yards. And of course, Noni is going to try to take this one to Apestali. Oh, no way.
No way. I can't believe we are missing it. And that is it. Noni with another goal. What's your prediction? How many goals do you think Noni have seen in this match?
Yeah, at least 2, because we've seen 2 actually, and I think he has the hat-trick. I really think he does have the hat-trick, as we get a chance to see another team in action.
And now we are watching the match between Tucker FC and AS Tornado. And it's looking like a very tight game with AS Tornado in blue and Tucker FC in orange. And that was a nice save from the keeper, Ebanks. I think AS Tornado is another team to look out for because they are one of the teams that are up all nights training. There's a lot of chemistry between the players in this team, even though they are one of the most underrated teams in the league.
They are one of the most underrated teams in the league. It's not been the best of starts for them. 1 win from the 3 games, and coming up against a team like Toka, who I feel like have a lot to prove. They do have a lot to prove, and I think everybody's watching them and being like, okay, you've traded away your players, you've got new players in. Can you keep up with that title-winning charge that you had last season? That title-winning mentality that you had last season? I think you started pretty well, not dropping a single game. It is very good. We see one of those features that is big in FC25, that Trivella, last time with precision, still couldn't beat the goalkeeper, but Trivella and finesse shots. Eddie, if you have to choose one where they've limited you to the whole of the 90 minutes, you can only play the Trivella or finesse. Which one are you picking?
I must be honest with you. In the whole of EAFC25, I've only scored like 2 Trivellas outside the box. I'm not really good at Trivella because you have to green time everything. So I will take finesse all day long. What are you picking?
Trivella, if we're speaking of the early patch, like the fresh start of the game, I'd have gone Trivella. But right now, I'm leaning towards finesse shot a little bit. And I feel like a lot more players have the finesse plus play style more than the Trivella plus play style. But you can let us know what you think in the comment section. And maybe it differs from pro clubs as well. So maybe in pro clubs, Trivella works more than finesse. The cross comes in, open space. That's a really good setup. Could they capitalize on the defense stands tall? I think this is effortless in action, I believe, against FACELESSMEN. FACELESSMEN, we've already spoken of how good this team can be, kindly in that middle of the pack with 1 win, and then FACELESSMEN with 1 win and then 2 losses so far.
Is that a penalty kick? I think it's a penalty for effortless. You know, like I said, we are not allowed to have a free kick with a red card for Njoku. How does that go on to shaping this game, you think?
That's going to be tough. And if they do actually score from this free kick, then it's going to be so much trouble for FACELESSMEN. Can they defend this free kick? Free kicks in FC25 are always deadly. Effortless are taking their time to work this one out. I see so many movements. They could actually play it short, but I'm sure it's going long. With this one, it goes long and it's way too long. It is way too long.
What a waste.
But they still got the man advantage, and it might just play into their hands.
I think maybe the free kick taker didn't realize he was the one on the free kick because he kept on looking and not doing anything. Maybe he was thinking someone else was on the ball. But 1 goal down, 1 man down, and we see this game through. What do you think is going to happen? Does this turn to an easy victory for Effortless, or what do you see? Red
cards this year can leave you confused. If you're on the team that has the full team against the red carded team, you can get in your head a little bit and be overconfident and be committing too many bodies forward, and sometimes you're overconfident that you might score as FACELESSMEN. Open space, this could be a huge chance, but it's just flagged for offside. That could have been a really big goal for a team with just 10 men. But like I was saying, if you get in your head a little bit too much and don't play the right way, you could be in loads and loads of trouble as we get into halftime. But for faceless men, I think playing with 10 men is okay.
What do we have here? Sly more. I said it a bit. I'm like, you can't count AS Tornado out, and it's good to see this prediction coming true. Did I speak too early? Yes, early. I believe I did.
Too early. I think Eddie just jinxed it. If AS Tornado lose this game, please everybody tag Eddie in the group chat. He caused this loss.
You know, I live for the offset. Like, I want to see a lot of these underdogs performing better. So when I saw the score 2-2, not like I don't want Tucker to win, but I want to see all this team getting this opportunity to showcase their talent. So when I saw that scoreline, I'm like, yeah, go on. But I think I spoke a bit too early, and now they are.
FC, I think they've listened to Eddie and they are furious. Look at them on the offensive end, just dancing in the area, waiting for that right opportunity. They play around a little bit, and I like when teams recycle the ball. I know it can sometimes be a cliche in football about recycling the football. Everybody says when you're finding it difficult, recycle, but it is really, really important. If that defense is crowded, let's get it back. Play around and you can find some open space to work with. Tucker defending their lines very well. We've got about 30 minutes in this game before this one comes to a close, trying to play that through ball in. The defender will get there first, but just like Eddie was saying, you cannot write this AS Tornado team off at all. And Tucker FC, I'm sure with how the game is going, they now know all about AS Tornado.
Like, this is where quality speaks for you, you see. And this game, the tiny margins, like you see the scoreline 3-2 at the moment, and it will just go to tell you about that. The Tucker FC has more experienced players because you have the likes of Rhymes, Bobo, Dio, and there are also a lot of experienced players in AS Tornado. Like I said, they are the teams that play late nights. So there's a lot of chemistry between these guys to like keep up for the quality that they might be missing. But you see, it's a tough match too. And how do you see this game ending?
You know, with the kind of possession that Tucker is having as they get, I think that's a free kick right on the edge of the area. This could be a big opportunity for Tucker to get the cushion. I like where the free kick's position is. Rhymes definitely going to be taking this one. I think he fancies himself. Have they changed the kick taker? They have actually. And they're trying to work something out here. Tucker FC always dangerous from set pieces. They get this one in, goalkeeper. Big save for AS Tornado to keep them in this one.
Yeah, I think it's important who takes the free kick as well. And I think when it falls on Rhymes, they must have trained and seen like the best free kick taker. So it's obvious you have to switch it up to the selected free kick taker of the team.
And I think he did a really good job. There's the goalkeeper making sure that he was one step all the way. There comes AS Tornado trying to lob it up a little bit. Tucker FC deal with the danger. The mark of good teams is how they approach everything on the defensive end. Like, they can be attacking the whole of the game, but immediately they get into defensive situations, they are still able to hold their own. Wow, what a big scoreline. First big scoreline we've seen this evening. I think we score actually a 4-1 scoreline to Nameless Skills, but this one 7-0. It takes it to a whole other level. Like we could see ATS Space smashing it far post. 8 goes to 0. Man, in PLUTO, well, that planet is not working well too for them at all. 8 goes to 0. Another big scoreline. I think now in almost every single week we'll have at least a team score 5 or more goals.
That wasn't an offside, and it was a miss by men in PLUTO. Maybe a goal back wouldn't have done much, but at least something for the fans. You get a lot of people coming to your live stream, and then you can't get a goal for the fans. I think that would be heartbreaking, especially considering most of their fans are aliens. So. So that's a bit heartbreaking, coming all the way to Earth for Pro Clubs match and then having nothing to take back to the planet PLUTO. But hopefully they have something in those final 2 minutes of the game.
Final 2 minutes, you could go from bad to worse actually. And look at the number of bodies Phoenix are sending up from. These guys are relentless. They want to score goals and they'll have 9.
Man, I have to get my hands up for that goal because that showed the highest bit of chemistry. You could see the one touch, everybody knew where to be, and that was a class-ass team goal. Men in PLUTO.
Maybe they have one back Surely they have to get one back. Yes,
and the aliens are having a laugh. They can take something back home to their planet. I think it's good for them.
They get their second goal of the season. I was actually checking Phoenix's goal difference on the season, and they were on +1. So it's understandable that they wanted to score all of those 9 goals. And we get to this game with the team being red carded, leading by a goal. FACELESSMEN, what do you have for us? What are you cooking? Wow.
This is what a result we are looking at. Effortless with one man down. I think that should have one of our focus, because they are having a one man up and they are losing to a 10-man FACELESSMEN.
Yeah, hopefully we can wrap up this game quickly with Talker still leading. We're just about a minute plus stoppage time to go. Can they seal it off? AS Tornado, they'll throw the last dice at this one, possibly the last attack of the game. Will we see some drama before this one comes to a close? Over the top 2 ball, the defense, though, that right back doing everything in his power to clear his line. So that will be 3 points in the bag for Talker FC. Still unbeaten, guys. Talker FC, huge result for them. We go back to that game that Eddie was calling for, where the team being a man down, Nameless Chaos FACELESSMEN Ecsn up by a goal to nowhere. They are 12 minutes away from pulling off a serious, should I call it a smash and grab? Because it feels like being a man down has to be tough for you, but they managed to stay confident. They managed to stay through. And they've got about 10 minutes just to hold on to this one, or possibly even get a second as they go on another attack on that right wing. At this point, leading by a goal to nil, being a man down, you go for at least time wasting a little bit, or you still will push for more goals?
I think time wasting at this point, you can easily concede because you're already short on numbers. So you don't want to lose the ball in a tight area. But so far, they are playing excellent football. I think the first half, they went back to the dressing room and they say, look, we are already a one man down. This is what we have to do.
Well, maybe the Eddie Care strikes again. Immediately starts praising a team. They start conceding goals. Hopefully, that's not the situation here, guys. With about 5 minutes ago, FACELESSMEN on the verge of pulling off a big result, and I'm sure this will possibly be their biggest of the season. They defend their lines again as they go on the counter. Wow, that's patience at its highest. I thought I was going to play the through, but he's still holding on to the ball.
Like I said, this is a team you have to look out for. One of the conditions for the players in this team is getting an elite level, and you see them with a one man down still getting this result. Man, you can't write them off of this game. Like I said, FACELESSMEN against any team is, you can't call it off. And now my words have come into the light, because you see them one man down and they are taking on the effortless team completely. I think you have to give them credit for that.
Exactly, you couldn't write the script any better, but they've got some defending to do. Final defense for them, cross comes in as Effortless trying to salvage something from this game. Would it be enough? Step over into space, this could be crucial. Back post cross, goalkeeper will come and claim, and it means 2 points in the back for them as well. Big result over there. Congratulations to FACELESSMEN Ecsn. They pull off a big win. We get to see Marshall Ecsn, our game of the day, finally. Marshall Ecsn taking on Get Club Cause, and our first big chance of the game falling to the league leaders, Get Club Cause. You think these two teams, they've heard about Nameless Chaos' results, and they know now that if any of them drops points, Nameless Chaos is going to the top?
I think they must have been looking at it, because you see one thing with the teams here, you have a lot of bench players, so you see one person would have called the manager and say, oh, this is the result over there, you have to like sit up, if not we are going down the table. So these are the games that decide all of this, and I think the players are actually on the stream, they are following up these matches to know what's going on. So they already have the results in the bag, and I think both managers know what's at stake here, and they're all gunning for the win, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to sit at the top of the table. Nobody wants to know who's their next game, but it's all about getting these 3 points before you move on to the next match.
It is really important, and we've called this game the Clash of the Titans. We've called this game the Creme de la Creme. You see the caliber of names on that virtual pin there today. The likes of Adefola, former EMPFL champion. The likes of Killer Freak, who's actually touted as possibly the best in Nigeria so far. KD Sports champion. You've got Farouk Manzo in there. He's widely touted as one of the best in West Africa, and the caliber of names that they've got. I think I'm seeing. I'm trying to remember one name that was actually on Talker that was really impressive. If I can get his name, hopefully I'll be able to remember. But he was one of those that really put in a very, very good effort. And he's also on this Marshall Xi team. And you've got to be wary of how good this guy is on the break. Marshall Xi. But Get Club defend their lines again. Khalid in that middle. Mind you, he is the leader for goals in the whole of the league. As we've got our first goal. Wow. The stream lagged a little bit, guys. Apologies for how that did happen. We didn't get to see how the sequence was, but the guys in white up by a goal to nil. Will my prediction come to pass? Remember, I predicted a goal to nil. We'll see Eddie's 2-1 come to pass.
I think it's quite set up for my prediction, because you see, when you have this early goal, is quite set up. Like when I would think your own would come into question was when it was 0-0 and it's heading to the last 10 minutes of the game. But it's just first half, one goal. I think obviously Marshall are getting a goal, because Get Club struggle to keep clean sheets, and we'll have to see if they can get to keep clean sheets in this match as well.
Well, speaking of goals, Marshall Xi could be in again with open space. We'll flag that one for offside, but immediately Eddie says Get Club struggle to keep clean sheets. It always comes to my mind that this is the team that's always in title contention, and this could be their season once again. From losing out on the league last season, they get their rivals and they're leading by 2-0 in that first half. What a result this could turn out being. I know we've got the rest of the 45 minutes of play, but what a start for Get Club Core. Statement of intent without even playing already. You think other teams look at this game and be like, wow, if Get Club is up by 2-0 against Marshall Xi in the first half, if they meet us, they'll probably be finishing us.
Yeah, I think it's now time for the teams to get scared, because Get Club, after losing the league last season, they have been on a different path. You know, this was a team that didn't used to train often. They were very relaxed. They knew the quality in their possession. But after losing out on the league, and there are a lot of new players with something to prove. We have the likes of Khalid and Rufai getting into the team, and they haven't tested the league yet, so they are hungry. After coming to the team, you into the league champion, and then going the next season without winning the league. Those guys are hungry, so they are not letting anybody go scot-free. When they see the chance, they are going to take it.
Up by 2-0. Who could have predicted this one? Maybe it is Eddie's prediction that is coming to pass, guys. Wow, what a start for Get Club. Because for Marshall Xi, I haven't seen too much of them from the attacking end. And mind you, they have scored loads and loads of goals this season. They're currently on plus 13 goal difference. After conceding to, will possibly come to plus 11, but they need goal scoring situations. We haven't seen too much of them, but I've also called for Get Club to get more clean sheets. If they're able to keep a clean sheet in this game, everybody must be scared.
Well, you can't ask them to keep a clean sheet when my prediction is on the line. I went for a 2-1 and it's looking like I'm going to have that. So all I need is Marshall Xi to get one goal back, and we call it. But we can't write Marshall off. Last season, these are the players that played for Toka AFC, and there was a lot of comebacks leading to them getting that league. So the game is still quite open.
It is very, very open. You cannot write off Marshall Xi in the second half. They will be throwing everything they've got in the kitchen sink at this one, and you almost get the feel like Get Club are not finished yet. They want to cement this game. We see power shot effort. That's the best of the bunch. That's what title contenders do. That's what a team with vengeance does. Power shots. I missed these ones in Ultimate Team. Actually, I think they were nerfed a little bit. Wow, is that your favorite goal from the team we've seen so far?
I think that has to be a contender for the goal of the week as well, because you saw he has already set his mind made up. He's not looking for an extra pass, nothing. He gets the ball and he hits it top beam all day long. I think this Get Club team are not coming to play around. They are in for the money, they are in for the bag, and that is what they're all about right now.
They mean serious business, guys. That goal alone should give you the signal. If you've not been enjoying what you're seeing, this could be 4 open space. He plays it out wide. That's just brilliant. What are we just witnessing? Marshall Ecsn are getting battered after just conceding 1 goal all season. They face the league leaders, and after 54 minutes are down by 4. And now they've smashed Eddie's prediction. Wow.
Well, you can see the sadness written all over my face. I was looking at that 10K, and now it's like it's both beyond me and you right now. I didn't expect this result, and this is where the Nigerian Pro Clubs League become interesting. Your predictions are not easily gotten because these teams can turn around any game in a matter of seconds. You saw FACELESSMEN a man down. Effortless couldn't get the result against them, and then you're looking at the players that won the league. They are getting bamboozled by Get Clap.
This is a big reality check, and we did state earlier that those first 3 games for Marshall Ecsn, where they just considered 1 goal, you almost felt like it was against teams that you felt like they would win against, but their first big test of the season, and they're losing by 4. Wow, this could be a huge reality check for them. They could find a way back into this game. That Ricochet falling onto a path and making no mistake. Finally, they get on board. 4 goals to 1. Could this be a sign of something good to come for Marshall Ecsn? There's still about 30 in-game minutes to play, as we've got a long way to go in this game. But Get Club, cause we can only sing their praises. They've been magnificent in this game already, but could that be the tide turning a little bit in Marshall Ecsn's favor? They try to play a driven pass onto the wide area, but the defense deals with it again. Go wide with some space. Get Club look like a team that plays with cohesion, a team that understands what everybody does on the pitch as they play an over the top 2 ball. And wow.
But like I said, I think it's pretty impossible for Get Club to keep a clean sheet. Maybe I should have trusted them more in their attacking. Like I said, they have a ridiculous amount of pedigree in attack. I could have trusted them with the scoreline, beats, higher goals, but I knew the clean sheet was not coming for sure. So I beat you on that part. But I think I can trust this attack to get more goals, even against a good side like Marshall FC. This brings me back to my question to you. Comrade Kev, is he missing in this defense?
Yeah, now you could see that he is missing in this defense, because it looks like they're missing that defensive leader at the back to hold them together. The defense has been at 6s and 7s, not taking away any credit of how good that Get Club offense has been, but this is not the Marshall Ecsn we're expecting here today. I don't know what's happening, but currently they are in serious hot waters. And this is what the Nigerian Pro Clubs League is all about. Unpredictable. Very, very unpredictable. And one thing I've loved about the Get Club offense is they have mixed it up. The variety of the goals they've scored should tell you. They've got ones where they've set it up beautifully. They've got power shots, and as we see Travella Santos in the post makes a big save. Mind you, if Marshall are able to get 1 goal right now, this could be interesting. It comes off the post.
Oh, on offside.
We could have been in for a chaotic last 10 minutes if that one had gone in. And Marshall are very, very unlucky. Looks like the story of this game so far, where Get Club converting every single chance that comes their way. And now that it looks like Marshall had turned the corner a bit and getting their chances, they are not able to finish them off.
I think this is what makes Get Club one of the best sides in the league. The amount of chances they are able to convert when they have it. Because when you have these chances and you convert them, it makes the game easy for the rest of your team. Because if it was a 1-0 lead they were holding on to, there's a ton this game could have gone to. But every chance they got, they take. Even if it was a half chance, you saw the power shot from outside the box. So they are basically capitalizing on their chances, and that's what they have better than any team.
They have that better than any team, and you almost feel like they are not done yet. This could have been
what a scorpion
contender. You
can write them off, man. You can write them off. Like, that was a scorpion kick attempt. I was speaking about them already having the goal of the week and contender for goal of the season, and then you see them attempting a scorpion kick. This team, man.
this team, the variety of goals they score, the number of chances they create, it's not surprising that they get about 7 goals against a different team on any other given day. Other Fola with high pressing will win it back, but the defense will stand still. Maybe a final goal to possibly make that goal difference look a lot more better for Marshall Ecsn. You try to slip it in, it won't be that defense, and they will go and grab all of those 3 points. Statement of intent. It almost feels like Real Madrid and Barcelona at the start of the season, where Barcelona went to the Bernabeu and got a 4-0 result. This one feels like it. Again, club have laid a serious statement to the rest of the league.
Man, this statement quite early in the league. What do you think? Get Club for the title? Is that a yes?
Well, I said earlier that they are my favorite team. I knew they were good, but I didn't know they were this good. This is a statement with 10 exclamation marks. This is just very impressive.
Oh, this is an interesting match, because this is one of the games that you say go on the long run to decide the league. This was the FA Cup winner versus the players that won the league, like I like to call them. And now the players that won the league has lost to the FA Cup winner 4-1. What does that do to morale as well? You see Effortless going into their last pending game versus Galaxy 11. I know they'll be a bit downhearted about how that result went. What do you see? Do you see them coming back with a bit of desire, or you think that defeat is still in their head a little?
I went into the comments and someone says, Eddie, check on your team. What's happening to your team?
I'll tell you of the truth here. Even being, you can't hide emotions here, and that was why there was a part I made a comment, like I was like, get back to that match. I want to see what's going on there, because that was where I retired from. I've had a good run with the Effortless team, and most of those guys are like family to me. I'm still the financial director of the club, so if they want to play, I'll go get it for them. But right now, I can't hide my sadness at this moment, because it's not your favorite team lose, and no. Let's take it away from that. Let's focus on the match.
You see the emotions with Eddie not feeling effortless right now, but they could change it a little bit if they're able to get a positive result in this game against Galaxy 11. A big game coming for them, but effortless, I'm sure they'd be gutted that they lost that game earlier on, but in this one they could have a chance to turn their fortunes. Today has been a massively impressive day. I did say that these run of fixtures could go on to be the best, and I think it has laid down the marker. We got surprise results from the likes of Get Club beating their fellow title contenders in Marshall Ecsn by 4-1, guys, and then FACELESSMEN getting a result with a man down. That is how interesting this round of fixtures have been. So if you have been enjoying all of the action, what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do leave a like on the stream. We really appreciate all of the love, and of course follow the NPCO across all social media platforms as we get into possibly the final game of our broadcast. It's been a massive one so far. Effortless are in the black, and then of course Galaxy 11 in the all white. Effortless, after dropping points, we must seriously see a change. We seriously have to see a change, because losing to a team that had 10 men, it could kill off the morale. Because even personally, when I lose to a player that's playing with just 10 men, then it could be more trouble. They finally get a goal. Today, they hadn't scored in their first game. Effortless, they are on the board, and it first came up with a high pressing, winning the ball high up the pitch, making sure that they pressed really well Galaxy 11, and finally we see some smiles on Eddie's face.
It's like you're getting a lot of me right now. But the truth is, I think that lose is necessary, because sometimes you need a bit of a reality check. It's not like I was praying for them to win, but if these losses are going to come, it's better they come early, so you know you have work to be done. Then getting wins, and all the later stage in the game, now you feel you're all good, and then you lose the game. The league is still wide open. You can get a win against Get Club, why not? You can get a win against Stalker, why not? You see GCC demolishing Marshall Ecsn, but there are still teams that could get points from them. Like I said, FACELESSMEN is one team to watch. Forget they've had a tough start. Going 10 men down, I think you can state my claim.
Exactly. You can't make that claim open space. And it means we will have the second of the day from Effortless. They have Eddie's cry. They are making him smile right now, and they've got 2 really important goals. Mind you, going into today's fixture, Effortless actually had a serious chance of going top of the table if they did get 3 points. In fact, 6 points on the day, but they've dropped their first 3 points, and now they'll have a chance to finish possibly around that 5th or 6th spot. So for Effortless, I know they will be gutted, but good way to bounce back in this game. For Galaxy 11, coming into this game, they had already won just 1 game and then drawn. I think they had won 1 game and then lost 1. So for today, it was also a really important fixture for them. Not the best possible start with 28 game minutes gone, and they could be in more trouble as this free kick will be held comfortably by the goalkeeper.
I think the results for today are shaping the Thursday games where we are looking at a double feature. And don't forget, one of the most interesting games is because Effortless is coming up against Get Clap Calls on Thursday. And now you see, it would have been better for them going into that game unbeaten. And
feeling themselves, feeling confident.
And now, for me, I think this is better for them because they'll be more comfortable and say, okay, if GCC beat us, they have won every other person. But now they have lost a game. So they have all to go in for. They are not looking for a draw inside that game. They only have to go for a win. And I think this has shaping them up for that result.
Wow. And speaking of double games on Thursday, and you mentioned earlier that Get Club will be playing Effortless in one of their double header games. Do you know who they are facing next?
I will have to check.
Tonka FC, no way.
Tonka FC.
That lineup of fixtures for Get Club cause is crazy. They've just finished playing Marshall. Next game they're playing Tonka, and then they face Effortless. That's 3 contenders in a row. If they get positive results in all of them, I'm sorry. They'll put everybody on notice as a Galaxy 11 go right off of the post.
Yeah, I think this game is not gone if you're looking at it because Galaxy 11 had a wonderful chance to actually get back into the game. 2-1, and then you have some panics here and there, and you could easily get the second goal. But it's good to keep the team on pressure. You see Galaxy 11 moving the ball around. Good run of possession for a team that's losing the game, and they've lost it. Why do I always jinx these teams? What do you think?
We have to be careful of Eddie now.
The moment I say something good about it, and then obviously everything is ruined as well.
So far today, the teams that have their names dealing with planets and the universe and everything, they are struggling. Galaxy 11 and Men in PLUTO, they've both struggled. So possibly they can discuss things, and then hopefully they'll be in one universe or they'll be in one galaxy that actually gives them positive results. We're about 5 minutes to go before this first half comes to a close. Galaxy 11. That looked like a really clean through ball, but our eyes are different from what the virtual linesman sees, and he flags that one for offside. But I like the response to what we are seeing from Galaxy 11. This looks like a team that is 2 goals down, a team that does not look toothless at all, a team that wants to really get back into this game, but they cannot keep giving the ball away like that. They're coming Effortless on the left-hand side. They'll take their time to build through. That's methodical from them. I've seen this play so many times where they are baiting you with a recycle, but someone else is making a deep run into the box, and they'll play that L1 through ball over the top, and it catches the whole defense off guard, and it nearly paid off for Effortless. And it's not just Effortless that I've seen this from. I think Get Club did that, Marshall Lakeside did that at some point, Faceless even did that at some point. So it seems like that's a move that possibly the whole of the league is really adjusting to and then learning to add to their arsenal.
I think one of the major reasons why you see all these moves being executed by multiple teams is because there are a lot of trainings between these teams during the off-league days. They are up all night, they are playing against them. So they have chances to clip a lot of these goals that GCC will score and Nameless Chaos will score. So when they review these goals, they now be like, oh, this is what they're doing. This is a way we can improve our attack. But at the end of the day, nothing beats quality. You can't do the move more than the inventor. And that's where GCC becomes a better side than all the rest of the team, because they are the ones that invent these moves where the rest of the leagues try to copy.
They are the team to beat currently. They'll still maintain their top of the league status with that 4-1 win. But Nameless Chaos are following very, very closely. I just want to be a fly in that party of of Marshall Ecsn and what they are saying. I just want to be a fly on the wall, listening and saying like,
I
wow.
will give you a little hint about being in that party because I know most of the players, and I will tell you for a fact they are not happy. You know the caliber of players they have in that team: Farouk, Killer Freak, Kenny, Baji Junior. You know all the best players.
Is Rio also part of Rio? Made still part of Marshall? Did he also leave to to Marshall?
No. Rio made the team. Yeah. Of course, he left the team. He's also with Marshall XI as well. So you see the caliber of these players. You know they will not be happy. These are players that just rank 1 in FUT champs, and now coming together and losing, they will not be happy about that one bit.
They're not just players that make rank 1. They are players that actually on that FC Pro ladder when it comes to the African team, they are players who finish really highly. So they hold themselves in high esteem. So getting battered 4-1, just like Eddie said, they will not be happy at all. And that looks like the same situation that Galaxy 11 is in. Also, I'm sure in their party, they will not be happy with the way the game is going currently, but they have a chance to fix it with about 45, with the rest of the 45 in-game minutes to go. So we'll see how they're able to turn things around. But Galaxy 11 under serious pressure from Effortless. I like what I'm seeing from Effortless right now. The frontmen, they're saying that defense starts with your attack is very true. When you do that really well, you give yourself a chance of scoring, and this could be possibly the best explanation to the right-hand side. Can he finish it off? Execution lacking on that offensive bit right there. But I mean, Effortless look like a team that, like, they look like a wounded lion after losing that.
This is the point I have to make, and I said it about GCC. The point where you pick GCC over every team is execution, and now there's no team that will go one man down to GCC that is coming out with a result. And this is where you have to pick yourself up. To be the best team in the league, you have to be clinical in attack. And that's where I believe Effortless is lacking from, because you see them get a lot of turnovers when they are pressing, but the final ball in the box is lacking a bit. The final pass in the final third is lacking a bit. And that's the difference between winning the league and coming in second or third, like they finished last season when they were third and second in the FA Cup. And I think getting these early defeats is a big disappointment to their morale, because last season you see them going almost half inside the season without getting a loss, and now just 3 games in, they are having a defeat.
And I think that's what separates pro clubs and makes pro clubs a lot more difficult, execution. Because if you're playing a normal 1v1, kickover ultimate team, and you have like a 2v1 or 3v3 situation, 3 attackers, 3 defenders, you can actually control all of your 3 attackers, maybe a player lock or maybe a creative run, so you know what you want to do. But here's the case where you're just controlling one player and you're expecting the rest of the 2 to be on the same wavelength. That is where telepathy comes apart. That is where extreme training comes to play. And I'd love to have conversations with one of these Get Club players anytime soon. I'm sure Eddie and of course the whole NPCL team are working at the back of the scenes to possibly have press conferences where we can have, of course, the chats with some of these players to be able to know what goes into these training methods that they have, and being able to execute at such a high level. Is it seriously based on individual quality, where we believe that guys like Khalid up top, they know what to do already, and we don't need to even coach them? Sometimes they can be on the same wavelength and they always produce. So having them in press conference situations for us to ask them those questions, I think will be really key. Maybe they wouldn't like to reveal their secrets to everybody, but I think it will be really, really impressive if the league introduces that.
Yeah, we have been looking into it. What we are having to do, just like the FA Cup, it starts during half of the season. You know, during the start of the season, you need these teams getting their form first. They need to know the shape they are looking to. They need to know their problem. And another quality, lack of quality in the attack, as you see, Effortless miss another chance. So this is what I'm saying. We need this team to settle down a bit, to get used to the texture, the itty-bitty of the league, the new teams also getting comfortable as well. So after that, we now introduce the press conference where they can tell us their experience. You can't tell us your experience on the first day, but when you have gone like 5 games through, you now know what you're expecting. You now know your opponent. So we are trying to give them time to familiarize with the league, to familiarize with the new teams before we then get them attending this press conference.
I think that's perfect. I think that's really, really perfect right there. And being able to get them actually for those those conversations will be really good. So for all of you who are watching in the chat who want to know what goes into getting a really good team to perform, we'll have the opportunity for you. So stick and stay with the NPCL as we are heading into the last 12 minutes. And to be honest with you, FLS have got to be careful. With these 2 goals, I wouldn't say they're in a safe zone, but if they do not possibly iron this game out and hold on to possession like they are doing currently, I think they're doing a really good job of it. Trivella, that's over the top of the post with Galaxy 11 lurking around, 10 minutes to go. 1 goal could seriously change the whole shape of the game.
And this is what we look in the game. Is looking at the final 10 minutes of the game, and it's just a 2-0 lead. Kudos to Galaxy 11 because they have managed to stay into the game, and if they can just get 1 goal in, I think they'll be in for 1, and that's a nice possession win from them. Unlucky. I think the bit of what's lacking in the Galaxy 11 is their final third pass. They get the ball moving in the nice good areas, but when it's that final third, it's a bit too telegraphed for me.
It is a bit too telegraphed. You almost feel like the defense reads it too easy, and if we commentators are seeing it, then you know the defenders are also really seeing it. But kudos to Effortless. They've held on to possession of the ball. I'm sure if we check possession stats, it will be a big margin, but that's not the way to go about it. Maybe Jake's helping a little bit for Galaxy 11. They've got to convert from these chances, though. They've not had too many of them. Can they find a really good finish? The defense stands its ground, and with a minute to go, Effortless, they would have turned their results after losing that game with the man advantage against FACELESSMEN XI. They will secure all of the 3 points. They have really toiled for this one. 2-0, comfortable win for them. And now I'm sure they can finish today's round of fixtures and at least be happy with what has gone down. With just a minute to go, we're about wrapping this one up.
With a team that sees themselves as a title contender, I don't think they'll be happy with that one. Another missed chance. You see, this is the problem there, why they are not there up yet. So, while we look through those game results, we've managed to cover a lot of interesting scorelines. So what was your favorite match to watch today?
There were a couple of gems in there. Starting off with, of course, FACELESSMEN XI against Effortless. Effortless, we just saw in action. FACELESSMEN XI pulling out a really big surprise was very interesting to watch. But you cannot go wrong with the biggest game of the day. Get Club Core smashing, absolutely thrashing Marshall XI by 4-1. So those 2 were my favorite, but I'm leaning towards that Get Club because they totally surprised me.
Well, you see, we make no mistake when we are picking our match of the day, which was between Effortless and FACELESSMEN, then Get Club and Marshall XI. And if you notice in the earlier stream, if you join us early, I keep speaking about this FACELESSMEN team. Like, one of the entry level in getting into this team is being an elite player on FUT. So because you're an elite player on FUT, they trust your decision making. And one thing we know about these elite players is that even if you're a man short, they know what to do. There's a game plan. So I think they'll be able to manage these criteria in going back into that game and winning it. And I think kudos to them. Effortless tried, but FACELESSMEN were obviously the better team if they can come into the game from a 1-0 down. And then the second game, Tucker FC versus Get Club Cause. Marshall XI, sorry. You saw a demolition. Now, Sly, this is the team of the week for match week 1. Any observation?
I'm seeing serious dominance from Tucker FC, especially in the back line. They've got 4 players, including goalkeeper, in that back line. Wow, they definitely kept a clean sheet to Matchday. Wow, that's impressive. Pablo Go, game analyst, of course, who's Ghanaian. Comrade Kev, who we were speaking of, Beast at the back, and then Kimfedi from Marshall XI. Kimfedi, well, today wasn't a good day in that match, but definitely that match day 1 puts in a really strong performance. Rhymes Bobo also featuring from Toka. So Toka actually had 5 players. That's a serious dominance. And then in that midfield position, we also see Killer Freak and then Amafi. For up top, Of course, the leading goal scorer had to be in there. In fact, 3 of the leading goal scorers had to be there: Khalid, Noni, and Chime. I think I do agree with this team of the week, but I think it drastically changes in match week 2 because we saw multiple different results, and definitely match week 3 also changed. That brings that variety that we all love when it comes to the Nigerian Pro Clubs League scene.
When you speak of drastically changing, I don't see that attack changing anytime soon, because that attack is the best attack in the
Exactly.
league. You see Noni Amana getting obviously a hat-trick. We see Khalid and Chime combination demoralizing Marshall XI. We saw Rhymes Bobo still putting in a shift in today's performance. So the only part I'm looking a bit is if Killer Africa and King Fedi will be doing something different on the double match feature on Thursday. That could end them a place in the match of the week. But right now, the Get Clap player, the Nameless Chaos player, and the Talker player look all ready for featuring in the match of the week again. There was obviously some players not missing at all. And I think there'll be a reputation for some level of players, because game in, game out, they are going to be putting on a show. And I don't think you can exclude them so quick.
I think Matchday 4's team of the week will also be interesting, because that defense has to feature serious people from FACELESSMEN XI. To be able to win 1-0 with 10 men, they have to be in there at the back line. Be able to keep a clean sheet was massive. But I think that's what makes it interesting. We see what the executives do pick.
Okay, like you said, part of the reason for this decision is the match starts. You see, a lot of players doesn't upload, so you can only get into the team of the week when you upload stats. So if you're live on the stream and you're a player in the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, don't forget to always upload your stats. Some teams have their manager doing for them, but if your manager is not uploading your stats, you need to check. And that's why VPG is one of our head sponsors on this show as well. We manage all our Matchday features, our table, and all of this live on the VPG app. So if you're here, download the VPG app, find a team to join. We are live. You can always enter and search the Nigeria Pro Clubs League. I'll be right there to take you into the league and find you a team. And if you're a team and you're new, don't forget, now is the time to prepare before next season. We'll add you into our WhatsApp community and our Discord, where you can get a host of other teams to train with. And we are the Effortless Sports Crib Network, and we are always ready to stream all these matches. And I have my very wonderful co-host, which I missed last week, unfortunately. Slymo, all the way from Ghana, is live with me here. So Slymo, fill us in on what you have seen so far, what you're expecting, what the viewers should be expecting, and how we can carry on from now on forward.
Yeah, I think the expectation has seriously been met within these four match days, and you almost feel like with the pro club scene, of course you want to see competitiveness, but what's at the top of the key for me is entertainment. And you've seen that throughout, in fact, most of the games that we saw today. FACELESSMEN's game was really entertaining. At a point, Effortless, their last game was also really entertaining. Of course, we cannot take away that big game between Get Club and, of course, Marshall XI. It was entertaining. So for our viewers, if you want entertainment at its premium, I think this is the place to be every Monday and Thursday. Hopefully, when the FA Cup begins on the weekend as well, you'll be here for some more fun too in there. So for entertainment, I think it's at its premium. Competitiveness, though, I feel like we are getting up there. We are seriously getting up there. Right now, it feels like Get Club is beating everybody, but next week in fact, on Thursday, they've got 2 big fixtures coming out. They've got Toka and they've got Effortless. I feel like they might drop some points. I've dropped the banger in there, but we'll finish it off with it. We'll see what happens on Thursday.
All right. Slymo, is always wonderful having you here. And don't forget, don't be a bystander. There are so many roles you can play in the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. There are so many opportunities, a lot of hosts of people to meet. So don't just be a bystander. Get in the community. Show us what you can do. There are a lot of paid opportunity inside the community. And don't forget, you can always subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Is what we need for us to keep going. Also, in our socials, you always have to follow the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. We've had 60,000 interaction over the last month. Maybe on our next stream, we'll get the visual to show, but we don't need you to just pass through there. We need you to follow. We need you to turn those posts on notifications so you can always get in with us. We are like a big family and we grow over time. You can see the collaboration between the Nigerian Pro Clubs League and the Ghana Pro Clubs League. Like I have my man here, Slimer, with me as well. So while we end of this show, it's always glad to have you, and we hope one of you has predicted correctly for the match of the day. And while we look through that, and we call it a ninth, these were the features we had through, and we had to run in a lot of all of this game, and we were able to give you back-to-back action. We saw two teams keeping on unbeaten. Slimer, am I right?
Yes. We did see two teams. That's actually Toka FC and then the almighty Get Club Course.
Oh, I think there's one more as well. Nameless Chaos. They got a
Nameless
victory
Chaos,
as well.
Exactly. So that's three. But I did make a prediction that at least one team, the unbeaten run will stop, and unfortunately, it was Marshall Ecsn.
Oh, wow.
And effortless, actually.
Yeah, we entered this match day with 5 teams unbeaten and 2 has gone down. So we are now looking at Get Club Cause, Nameless Chaos, and Toka FC as the only unbeaten side in the league. And Get Club having a double feature Thursday featuring Effortless and Toka FC. So we'll be looking to get you all live again on Thursday, same time. We start early before the teams get on, so 9:45 we should be on stream. And I hope this time Slimer will be present with us. Slimer, assurance.
I'll be there. I'll surely be there. I cannot miss those big games coming up, and you at home watching as well, cannot miss it.
All right, you've heard it from Slimer himself, so he's always glad to have you. Do like, subscribe to our channel, turn on the post notification, and comment on how we can serve you better. And as always, I'm your co-host, Edison Graham, and joining me is Slimer. I would have to say a lovely good night to you. Go get some rest. You are the real champions.